Welcome everyone. So today let's start with the next topic, that is alternation of generation. That is almost the last part of this chapter. Now, when we are telling that alternation of generation, that means the particular type of plant consists of two phases. Okay, one is the diploid sporophytic phase and other is the haploid gametophytic phase. So these two phases will actually alternate in their life cycle. Now we know life cycle, that means from the very beginning till the end. So in that particular life cycle, the two phases will alternate with one another, and this sequence is known as the alternation of generation. Now the life cycle of plants can be divided into three phases. So first one is the haplontic. Now when we are discussing about haplontic life cycle, that means here the somatic phase is haploid. Okay, somatic phase means the vegetative phase is haploid and it will produce the gametes, and that's why it is known as the gametophyte. Now the haploid plant body, it may be either unicellular, colonial or multicellular. It multiplies vegetatively or by spore formation. Okay, now this point is important. Now these spores actually they give rise to ultimately haploid gametes which will fuse together to form the zygote. Now in this life cycle actually zygote is the only diploid phase. Okay, so these zygotes then will immediately undergo meiosis to form 4 haploid nuclei. But what happens actually in some plants, these three of out of the 4 nuclei, the 3 nuclei degenerate. Okay, and the rest will give rise to the new plant. For example, in case of Spirogyra we observe it. Okay, then in some, what happens actually, the zygote it cleaves into 4 to 16. Okay, into 4 meiospores. It will divide into 4 meiospores, and this will again further divide to form 4 to 16 spores, and these spores will germinate. That means when they will reach proper substratum, they will absorb water and germinate and will develop into the new plant. Okay, so here actually what happened, basically if we go through the life cycle, then actually the whole plant is haploid. Okay, only except for the formation of zygote, the other all the events are haploid. That's why this phase is known as haplontic life cycle. And basically actually many consider that there is no alternation of generation in this particular life cycle. For example, Volvox, Chlamydomonas, etc. If you look into this diagram, then you will see that this is a haplontic life cycle. Okay, here see these gametophytic plant body which is haploid, these are producing the sex organs, that is the gametes are being produced which are again haploid. They will fuse together. Okay, fertilization, they will fuse together to form the zygote which is a diploid phase. This will undergo meiosis to give rise to the meiospores. Okay, which will germinate into the new gametophyte. So here, except for this particular short period, the throughout the life cycle is actually haploid. That's why this is known as the haplontic life cycle. Got it? The second one is the diplontic life cycle. Now here actually the somatic phase is a diploid phase and it is known as the sporophyte. It produces gametes. Okay, that means the plant body will produce gametes, and the diploid plant body, it actually develops from the growth of the diploid zygote. Here also multiplication occurs by vegetative and spore production methods. Then meiosis occurs, for which gametes can be produced, and these gametes again fuse together to form the diploid zygote. Got it? Again the twice and continues. Now here see, the name itself is indicating that the life cycle is actually diplontic. That means throughout the life cycle all the phases are diploid. So this is called the diplontic life cycle. For example, Cladophora fucus. Okay, here you see this is the diplontic life cycle. This is the sporophytic plant, twisene. This is developing sex organs. Okay, this will undergo meiosis to form the gametes. This is the only gametophytic or haploid phase. They are fusing together again to form the zygote, and from the zygote again the diploid sporophyte is being formed. So here actually that throughout the whole life cycle the plant body is diploid, and in haplontic actually the whole plant body is haploid. Okay, this is the main difference. So diagrammatically also you have to study them so that it becomes easier for you to explain and understand. The last part is, the last life cycle is the haplodiplontic life cycle. Now the name itself indicates haplo means haploid, diplo diploid, isn't it? So that means the plant body or the somatic phase will contain both the gametophyte and the sporophyte. Now the sporophyte, it possesses the diploid chromosomes. Okay, and meiosis occurs, for which haploid meiospores will be formed. These spores will germinate to form the haploid gametophyte. And the gametophyte, when it is produced, it will ultimately develop into gametes which fuse together to form the diploid zygote. So here actually what happened, both the haploid and diploid phases alternate with one another. So the proper alternation of generation is observed in case of haplodiplontic life cycle. Now see this one, this is the haplodiplontic life cycle. Here half of the plant body is diploid, half is haploid. That means the gametophyte, gametes, male and female gametes, sex organs, until gametic fusion, this is haploid. Zygote diploid, sporophyte is a diploid, sporangium, spore, mother cell, all these are diploid structures. Here meiosis will occur, then again the haploid phase is formed. That means spores are formed which will germinate into the gametophyte. So here haploid and diploid phases alternate with one another, and the life cycle thus possesses both the phases. Okay, that's why this particular process, life cycle or is alternation of generation, is known as haplodiplontic alternation of generation. Okay, so hope these 3 points are clear to you, the 3 alternation of generation to the life cycles that we find in plants. So go through the videos, write the notes, submit the notes in time, and you are being provided with whatever necessary for your as a study material. So go through them properly. If you have any problems, then let me know. Okay, but if you study only, then you can understand properly what we are trying to teach you. And if you don't go through the notes, it will be a problem later.